Tonight, we uncover multiple claims of unreported abuse and misconduct against a state agency responsible for rehabilitating children.
The Georgia Department of Juvenile Justice tried to prevent the reveal from obtaining what we're about to show you.
Did they know this was being recorded?
Tora Polite is about to watch a video she's been waiting to see for nearly 2 years.
Just bleach this.
It's video of her then 15-year-old son, Wantavius Moore, handcuffed behind his back while held on by a corrections officer with the Department of Juvenile Justice. And then this happens.
You've got an officer who's 240, 250, 6 feet plus, slamming a kid to the ground and his arms behind his back in handcuffs.
Like he's not a human, like he's just a freaking animal or something.
The impact to the ground so hard, it breaks the child's arm.
Heartbreaking.
Nathaniel Holderbrook is the family's attorney. The video doesn't have sound. What do you think it would have sounded like?
I think you would have heard a 15-year-old kid screaming for his life.
Those screams appear to fall on deaf ears as 2 other officers watch it unfold.
And they are walking as though they're just having a Sunday stroll. No one is in a hurry to do anything.
According to a pending lawsuit, the officer was taking Moore back to a cell after he accused the teen of stealing food. At the time, Moore was in custody for felony theft.
You're talking about breaking a child's arm because you believe he took an extra sandwich.
It happened at the Sumter Youth Development Campus in 2016, a sprawling 50-acre facility which houses 54 juveniles in Americus, Georgia. And this isn't the first time an officer has been accused of misconduct there. According to agency records, over the past 4 years, it recorded 460 alleged cases at the facility. DJJ opened an investigation on less than half of the reported claims.
It was really like walking into hell on earth, in my opinion.
Matthew Flornow is a former corrections officer who worked at a different DJJ facility about 5 years ago, operated by a contractor. When he tried to report violations, Flornow says supervisors often looked the other way.
They wasn't taking me seriously. They were throwing away my write-ups.
According to an internal investigation, 3 youth offenders brutally attacked Flornow months into his job. Flornow was cited for hitting one of them back. The 29-year-old believes fellow officers allowed it to happen after his repeated attempts to report violations. He settled a lawsuit against the contractor DJJ hired for what he believes was retaliation at an agency he was told rehabilitates youth.
From my personal experience, all of that was just bull.
There was no rehabilitation, in your opinion, happening?
It was a daycare for Satan's children.
Back at the Sumter DJJ facility, more signs of trouble. This past summer, nearly 40 youth offenders overpowered a corrections officer and gained access to the roof.
Their plan was to leave the boys up there until they decided to come down.
While DJJ won't disclose how it happened, according to staffing records obtained by The Reveal, the facility reported security staffing is a concern months before the incident, disclosing it cannot fill about 50 vacancies. And earlier this month, the former director of the facility filed this whistleblower lawsuit claiming he repeatedly requested funding because staffing shortages were causing safety concerns. After a security breach last year, the agency fired him.
It's normal to come to work and hear who's the next person that quit today. That was the norm.
It's a problem DJJ has known about for years. In 2014, a state audit found turnover rate of 49% makes it difficult for DJJ to provide a safe environment. It also identified inexperienced officers may contribute to the frequency and type of incidents. DJJ fired the officer for hurting Polite's son. It was the second time the agency cited the officer for a violation within 2 months.
How are we rehabilitating children while we're abusing them. You can't rehabilitate when there's an atmosphere of distrust.